Okay, so we just got a shipment in of some of the other raw materials for the project here, and I thought I'd lay them all out. So here again is the neck blank with the heel attached onto it. Need to do a couple of things here, mainly working on getting the truss rod pocket in here, then work on shaping up the head and the heel a little bit. And to go with the head, we actually have traditionally you have a couple of layers of veneer here, but we'll be using a head blank. This is Madagascar rosewood, which we've got a nice full figured piece here with some very even grain, probably a little shy of quarter sawn here. But we'll plane that down a little bit and then attach it here and shape it down into the headstock itself. Also have a blank for the bridge, which will sit here, and we'll eventually rough out a nice round base for this. And we have the fingerboard. Since we're going with a darker wood here, I figured a slightly lighter fingerboard would be nice. This is also Madagascar rosewood here, and when we get a nice polish on this, it'll be nice and glossy. To go with the fingerboard, we have a nice large section of fret wire here. This is about 25 feet worth, which is probably good for about 4 or 5 guitars. Figured go ahead and get some extra. You can sort of see on the profile there, if I pull it back far enough, that it's almost sort of a mushroom shape on the cable itself. And to go with that, for the truss rod pocket, we have the truss rod. So this will sit nestled down inside the cavity here, and then inside the body there will be access to the nut on here, which we can tighten down with this lovely Allen wrench. Also have a piece of bracewood here. This is just some red cedar, fairly light, easy to work with wood that'll be used to make the bracing on the inside. And then we have our soundboard panels here. This is Western red cedar, so we've got nice quarter sawn grain here. You can see the grain runs all the way vertically from top to bottom. It's very even. That helps keep from any sort of warping in the wood when you're naturally going to have expansion and contraction with humidity and temperature. And I figured, since we're going again with a dark wood for the neck and the sides, that a fairly rich spruce, or in this case cedar, would be very nice. Traditionally you use European or Adirondack spruce, something that's going to be a lot lighter. The grain will be almost completely invisible in something like Adirondack spruce. So something a little more darker, a little more full figured to complement some of the colors here. Fingerboards are traditionally either rosewood or ebony. And along with that, we also have the raw materials. So these are boxwood pegs here, which will go into the neck blank. And I think the yellow color with the slightly browner bridge blank here will be nice. Also have some ox bone for the nut and for the saddle, which will sit inside the bridge here. Also have a piece of binding here. This will be what will wrap around the sides and back here. We've got a nice dark piece. It's almost, it definitely contrasts with the Purple Heart here a little bit, and with the basswood here, which is what we want in binding. We want something that stands out a little bit, versus if we were using rosewood all the way around, then the binding would sort of just look like we've got the side panels rising all the way up to the top. And then finally here in this package we have a lovely rosette with a herringbone pattern in it. Let's see, nice fine work here that will ultimately sit down in the center. This gap on the top will actually be covered by the end of the fingerboard as it goes down towards the sound hole. So that's why there's a little gap on the end. They're a lot easier to manufacture this way too. So I believe that's it. Those are the raw materials, and we're going to get back to work on it.